Good afternoon. Welcome to Ignite Television Election Update 2025. We hope you had joined us earlier. Our first panel looking at the election was with Pandit Tiwari and Dr. Nanda Gopal. We are continuing until midnight. So please stay with us for our election coverage, which is called Election Update. This is Ignite Television, the new kid on the block, and doing quite well. This is our second panel, and I'd like to introduce you to who will be with me. Now, a little preamble. Gold is golden, and I think most people around the world know that gold is golden because when Football World Cup comes around, a goal that is scored is viewed by the scorer and the nation of that scorer as golden. And then who scores most of the goals get the golden boot. So we are dealing with goals in this country at the moment in this station. Do you know of a population of just under 800,000? 40,000 Guyanese have received gold scholarships to study in different parts of the world, in different universities in the world. It's a tremendous boost in the distribution of skills. In another 10 years, quite a large number of Guyanese will be very well qualified. In our panel to discuss not gold and not gold, but to discuss elections is the former Vice Chancellor of the University of Guyana, Professor Jacob Opadeyi, who is in charge of the Gold Scholarship, and next to him is Program Manager Lisa Crystal Erskine of the Gold Scholarship Program. Dr. Opadeyi has been in the Caribbean since 1989. So he's a Caribbean man, and you'll be surprised if you meet him that he can talk Caribbean Creolese. He can talk the Caribbean lingo. He could say it to you if you rush into his office. What happened to you, man? He can say just that. He could say to you, where you been so long? So he is a Caribbean man. He is from Nigeria, and we should welcome a Nigerian son that has become a Caribbean son. So, Dr. Opadeyi, I hope I got your name right. I think I pronounced that. You were Vice Chancellor of the University, so you were in the papers all the time. So much of my friends, but Dr. Opadeyi, Dr. Opadeyi. Yes. Shall I call you Lisa or Crystal? Crystal is a better name, but you prefer Lisa?
Either one is fine.
So what do you want me to call her? Dr. Opadeyi? You like Crystal or Lisa?
Lisa.
Lisa? Yes. Well, Lisa it will be. Thanks for being here. Dr. Opadeyi, you've been here long enough to know elections is a big, big thing in this country. And Lisa is quite young, but she would have had some experience with elections. So, first things first, to Lisa, did you vote?
I did.
Professor, you voted?
Yes, I voted.
Now, beginning with Professor, how did it go? Was it normal, serene? The polling booth was all right and everything went smoothly and it looks good for the rest of the day?
I happened to walk along with my friend who is visiting from Nigeria at this time, and he was pleasantly surprised that the polling process was very smooth. I have the screenshot of where I'm supposed to vote. I show it to the officers, and they tell me, go to the top floor and show them my ID card. They verify it, and they send me to the assistant polling station officer also, and this process was very smooth. It did not take more than 5-10 minutes.
Not even infinitesimal hitch or glitch?
No, no glitches, no glitches. I have my ID card, my name is on the list. They call out the number, they call out the name, and everybody took note of it.
But I know from when you go in, you give them the ID card that's across one table, and then they shout the name across another table. So the lady would have said, Jacob Opadeyi, and the people across the table would have said, can you repeat that? They didn't say that.
They didn't have to repeat that because he first of all called my number, on the page, and everybody was ready for this special list sound name. And they said, oh, Opadeyi. I said, yes.
Well, how you got Jacob? Your parents were Christians.
My father was the first Christian in his family. And because he has to go to a Christian secondary school, primary school, he has to be baptized as a Christian to be admitted to that school. So he became the first generation of Christian. And according to the Anglican faith, you must be baptized. So really, Jacob is my second name. It's not my first name.
No, so what's your, I know you're Jewish, you're Jacob. Everybody knew you know you're Jacob.
Yes.
Everybody in Guyana, because of the gold thing, Dr. Jacob Opadeyi. So what's your first name?
My first name is...
Let me see if I could pronounce that. I'll try.
Oh, very easy. Shegun.
What?
Shegun.
Shegu?
Yeah.
Shegu, welcome to Guyana.
Thank you. I didn't even...
Shegu, you know his first name was Shegu?
No, I'm learning that today.
How do you spell Shegu? S-H...
S-E-G-U-N.
S-H-E...
Using English alphabet.
You pronounce the N, Shegun.
Yeah, Shegun.
Shegun, I thought it was Shegu. Shegun, you know the famous former Vice Chancellor and Goldman was Shegun?
I did not.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I am not going to call him Professor or Dr. Opadeyi for the rest of this program. Shegun, tell us what it's like driving around, if you have been driving around. And is it calm in Georgetown?
Well, I've been doing my drive around since Friday. And on Saturday, I drove around to see how people are enjoying the election season. Because the election season in Guyana is a time to enjoy, because it provides the platform for exchange of views, for everybody to lay down their card on the table, and for people to wisely choose who they want to vote for. My friend made a comment that if it was in Nigeria, the lines would be so long. I said, yeah, we're dealing with a small population by all means, and the line can really be long at a particular time, because I'm sure when it comes to between 5 p.m. and 6 o'clock, those who are late voters may have to face a long line. But I went very early, and I like the scenery.
Lisa Crystal,
Yes.
you entered the polling station and it was quite stable,
Yes,
the
it
environment around the polling booth. So you would say that we're going to get there by 6 o'clock in a very, very undisturbed, inviting way.
Yes, I would definitely say that. And quite interestingly, I had the opportunity to take my niece, who is a first-time voter this year, and her enthusiasm, she was so excited about the process and everything. And when we left, she was like, oh, Auntie, it was so smooth. It was so easy. I thought more had to be done. So we had a very good time. The good thing is that our polling station was in an open area. So it was breezy, it was serene, calm, no long lines. We were out there in 2 minutes. So I did a little better than Professor. So we were out in a jiffy.
Well, as the program manager, you can call him Shegun. I know that.
No, I cannot.
Out of Portugal. But Shegun didn't follow the instructions of the polling officials. They said push your hand right down in the bottle. So look, well, his thing is just on the tip. Show it to the screen. You didn't push your hand down.
I did. I think whether my finger is too fat or the bottle is too shallow. But I tried, and they didn't ask for more.
Okay. So you didn't what? So the fault is GCOM. The bottle was either too thin.
But I did my best, and my vote was recorded.
Good, and I hope unlike the 2020 election, all of our votes are recorded. It is the essence of democracy that no matter how maybe poor or developing a country is, people have a right to choose their leadership.
Yes.
And we are doing that right now, and we should respect the results.
Yes.
We cannot participate in election, and when we lose, the results was not the results it should be. But let's have a little bit of where you were in 2020 when we had the last election. Crystal, you were pretty young, but you were around in the 2020 election?
Yes, I was.
You was. Shagun, you were in Guyana for the 2020
Yes.
election, of
Yes.
course. You were, and you didn't have that. It's two different worlds we were in now.
Two
Yeah.
different
from
worlds.
2020 to now.
Two different worlds in terms of level of anxiety,
Yes.
the level of uncertainty. There's two different era we're dealing with. But I witnessed it, and I did not vote then, but I participated in all the commentaries, because what I enjoy about the election is the different perspectives that people have about life. And if we do not have a democracy that allows us to express what our views are, no matter how silly your views are, that you are able to say it is relieving for people to hear that, okay, so there's another way of doing things instead of one way of doing things.
Where you were in 2020, Lisa or Crystal?
I was right in Guyana, and I participated in voting.
Oh,
and
you
it was,
voted?
yes, I did. And it was quite an experience. Obviously, the anxiety of that time and, the uncertainty, it was a bit unsettling. However, around this time, it's more calm, and I look forward to the elections results.
Well, I didn't know you voted in 2020. That's 5 years ago.
Yes.
Looking at you, think you were not a voting age.
Looks can deceive.
Looks are definitely deceiving and always been deceiving.
Yes.
Who would believe that by looking at Shagun that he's been living in Guyana living in the Caribbean since 1989, in case
That's
you
right.
don't know.
Yes.
Professor Jacob Opadeyi was a professor at University of the West Indies, and then he took the job in Guyana as Vice Chancellor of the University of Guyana. Maybe, you don't know what the future holds. You could probably return to UG. But we have some time to go now. Those election update. It's still impressive that 40,000 people, 40,000 Guyanese are the recipients of gold scholarship, unless that 40,000 is an exaggeration. Is it?
I will take you there during this segment. When His Excellency asked for me to come down to fulfill the election promise of 20,000 online scholarship.
Okay, he called you you were out again.
I was in Guyana. Yes, I was in Trinidad.
And you answered the call.
And I answered the call. It was during the time of COVID. And they say, we have followed all the protocol, got the permission, and I landed there, and I have one sentence: 20,000 online scholarship. And I will tell you, the biggest joy for me is to be called to come and fulfill an election promise. People don't do that. The promise is there. So I took it as a serious mandate. And how do we start? Where are we getting this 20,000 from? So we started, okay, do we divide it by 5 years and say, okay, 40,000 every year? But I put the system thinking in me because I'm a system analyst. And we designed the system. We developed the rubric and everything to make it happen. Then we started and said, okay, we have to have partners who have online programs. And we wrote letters around the world, and we got partners who say yes. And even up till yesterday, we finishing with a new partners with a US degree that we're going to add to our plate. But when we look at the market, because we look at the Statistics Bureau data of education level for each region, and you will see some region have 2 graduates, Some regions have 0 graduate. And if we're looking at how do we develop the capacity of our people where they are, not necessarily leaving their family and their home, each day I have come to believe in this goal initiative. So we started with putting the ad. We are cautious at the beginning. The role of goal is to make sure you are qualified. The university setup is entry requirement, and we make sure you are qualified. And then we get the scholarship. Then we look at this 2025, we said we give out 6,000 scholarship. 10,000 applied. We found that 9,000 plus qualified. And the government said,
Give them.
Give them. The one example I bring for you was a master's in psychology. We have budget for 90 persons. 255 applied, 255 qualified. The government said, give them. Do you know who these people are? Police officer, priest, judges,
doctors,
permanent secretaries, people who are not seeking for a job. They have a job already, but they want to widen their scope of what they want to do after retirement or...
Never too old to learn.
Never too old to learn. In fact, our youngest gold scholarship is 74 years old.
Yeah, never too old to learn.
Never too old to learn. Never too old to learn.
So you're hoping, and we're all hoping that this will be a peaceful election and that in 2 days' time we get the results and Guyana goes on with its life.
Yes.
This is a different period now. This is a period where we have oil and things are looking up for Guyana. Our time has come, Dr. Opadeyi, Shegon. I'd like to thank you for being here, and I'd like to keep you to your promise that you made off screen.
Yes.
And now you're making that promise on screen. When next you visit Nigeria, you will bring back a dashiki for me.
Yes.
And
you will wear it on this set.
Whatever program I'm on, I will interview you with that dashiki on. Lisa Crystal Erskine, it was nice. I hope you enjoy your job at the Gold Scholarship Program. And I hope both of you have a peaceful day as the election go on. And we enjoy, and all of us enjoy, our right to vote.
Yes.
And accept the results.
Yes.
So, thanks for being here,
Thank you so
Shegon.
much.
Thank you very much. Ready?
Lisa?
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Good. This concludes our second live program of election update on Ignite Television. We are going until midnight. Please stay tuned with us as the dimensions and contents of this election period unfold before the very eyes of the nation. This is Ignite Television Election Update. We will have more updates for you, more programs for you as the day unfolds. We're going until midnight. See you in another few hours.